Dex and Friends, Dex and Friends is actually the password, like it's the watchword for everyone. Everyone is waiting for what this is. Hey babies, and how are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. Hope you're doing great. Hope everywhere Marama, hope everywhere Stewa. Welcome back, babies. Guys, do not forget to subscribe and make sure your notification bell is steadily on while at it. Fans are really on Adekunle. Somebody says the lineup, and then he says, I know, right? This picture in particular that we just keep right now, people are like, the people you chose for this first production, Omo, he choke it. That's why this person said the lineup, and then Adekunle said, I know, right? And this other one says, drop dates before I'm gonna skip the S word, and then Adekunle says, you better ask me now. Adekunle is not someone to be pressured. You guys should know by now. He's not somebody you can just think you would push things on him and then he would just say, okay, I succumb to it. He's a very heady guy. Like he do what he want to do. We saw him on the show. We watched how he does his own thing. He might not be loud and everything, but Adekunle is somebody that has, the mind of his own. Okay, somebody said, I can't wait. And then he replied and says, I promise you can, and it will be worth it. Almost everybody right now is waiting on that podcast. Lola says, my loves in one picture. And Adekunle says, only you 5 men. Well, how have been at bicycle? Some of you, all you guys know how to stand all these cute men. Each season is the cute men. But my own is whenever I choose a crush, nobody should go close to the person for me. Thank you and God bless you. Okay, somebody says wulu 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 wulu. Adekunle was like, okay, I don't know what this means, but whatever it is, I love it. But which one is wulu 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 wulu? Is this one language? My South African people, is this a language? So that I would know, because I don't know whether it's a sound or maybe language, or this person is trying to say something to Bad Boy Dex and we do not get it. Adekunle said whatever it is, that he loves the sound already. Meanwhile, seeing how fans are pestering him, he says it's going. Okay, somebody says, on what platform are we to watch it when it's ready? And he said it's going to be available exclusively on my YouTube channel. So Adekunle is trying to let you guys know that where you should be right now is what? His YouTube. So it's the same thing he is saying here. He said, if you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on your notification so you don't miss out when it's out. Also, you can watch my other YouTube videos if you haven't seen them already. I think Bad Boy Dex came ready because everything the production will be shooting is going to be solely on his YouTube. That's a way to actually grow his YouTube. So there is this thingy he did, expectations versus reality. How do you think this will make an ex-housemate feel? Talking about coming out of the show and, meeting a different expectation and then different outcomes. So Adekunle is saying, how would it make the housemates feel? So he says, okay, let me read this. First thing first, everyone thought they were entertaining. We all thought we would get on the show and bring a different vibe, do something that has never been seen before, build a different element, and that's where the angle of fame comes in as an answer. It is not necessarily to be famous via a lifestyle. It is to show the world why we as an individual matter and what we have to offer. So expectation, he says in expectation, fame has its perks. People go into the house wanting to leverage on the platform to get a shot at a better life. Once they come out, I mean, the money is definitely a plus too, but it is also a life-changing experience. So why not? So why not? So it is fame because of who we are and what we can do differently. Now, reality is, but after the house, reality meets expectation, and it's seldom not what was anticipated. Everything changed really fast, and if you're not quick to adapt, you get left behind. I think Adekunle is speaking via experience here. The fear of being left behind is something else. Story for another day. In parentheses, that means it's something he has gone through. I noticed he has said something like that before. So adopting because inevitable, and the sacrifice of that is who we are. The reason why Adekunle is going deep on this thing because of his personality. He's somebody that is really not known with mixing with friends. He's somebody that really he's really, okay, he's an introvert, let me put it like that. He's so introverted that he's always indoor. He's always, doing his thingy to the point he said sometimes he would not even come out if he doesn't have a thing to do. He would not even see him step out. That is the world he was living in. So that's why after the was the season again, the level up season, he tried to change the narrative during the All-Star season. He tried to be a different person, tried to mix with people more. That's why he lamented and said at least he made more friends with the All-Star season than his own season. Okay, he says, let's talk about my last post. Why do you think people actually apply to be on Big Brother? That was the question he dropped here, for fans to engage. And people has dropped one or twos, so we're going to be seeing them together. And I think the reason behind this question it's because of the what's it called, Dex and Friends that will be coming out soon. It has a thing or two to do with that because they had such conversation with the guys who visited. So somebody says money, of course, money changes everything. And Adekunle said, I agree, you are right. Money changes everything. Whether you have it or you don't, your life changes forever once you get into the house. Now, think about that change without having the money and what that can do to someone. Exactly. That is why sometimes people have the fear of going to the house. They be like, what if I go to the house and get less expectation? That's why we have seen some persons where they come out of the house and they not get the expectation that they meet. It affect their mental health. They start misbehaving on the social space. It has really happened to one or two persons. I'm not going to mention names. Okay, this other one says to showcase their talent and gain popularity, which in turn bring opportunities to them. And then he replied and says, that's the funny thing people fail to realize. The show isn't a talent show. It is an unscripted reality TV show and a game show. So true. So true. Talent isn't the key factor and you all never know when the camera is on you. True. Now, imagine a talented person who didn't gain the popularity and doesn't get the opportunities they hope for. How do you think such a person would be feeling on a daily basis? Now, for him to have said this, I'm taking it to Elo Swag. People said Elo Swag was literally dancing every minute in. It was dancing like Wele. Guys, you know what Wele is? I don't know, but I think it's Antelope. Yes, Antelope. They said he was really dancing every now and then. But it was so funny to see that when they came out of the house, the camera barely showcased where Elo Swag was displaying his dancing skills. Yeah. Truly is a reality TV show and not a skill acquisition program. So somebody says the opportunity to share their story with the wider audience, and then he says, I don't know about that actually. I shared my story and look at how it turned out. My take away lesson from that would be no one wants to know your story. You can still be you, but leave the story part out. Okay, so Adekunle is saying that the story part does not actually have any positive impact from his own end. That is not necessarily about your story. You must not share your story with people. Like coming to that show, you can actually do whatever you want to do and not share your story. And I begin to check, there is no how you would come to Biggie's house that you would not share a part of your story. I don't think it's even wager tax or something will bring a part of your story, except you want to lie there. Okay, somebody said to gain fame or to have a platform for yourself. And then he says, you are right. And this often happens. But you know something else that also happens. When people put themselves out there, they get laughed at or mocked. Some even go as far as saying they don't want that version of them. And this is scary. If we are being honest, it's almost like it is a taboo to go on a reality show and be real. So I think instead of self, people go for using the platform to build a brand. So at the end of the day, there's always a difference between oneself and one's brand. So true. So true. When people go there to live their reality, they are going to be judged for it. This judged by people that is kettles who would call pots black. Yes, people who also have imperfect life. The only difference between me, you, and these other people we see on our screen is that we do not have camera following us around wherever we go. Because if not, there are things we do in hidden that normally we will not want another eyes to see. And that's on period. Okay, somebody says for the fame and exposure it comes with. And then he said, this is true. But do you know that not all exposure is good? When you ask for rain, be prepared for the mud. But no one tells you this until you see it becomes dragging material on the internet. Adekunle release he first it. Adekunle is yet to get over fans and their dragging because they are still facing it till dates. Like I say, if you want to go for that show, get ready for the drag, baby. Fame and money. And then he says, if you agree with that, then you are absolutely correct. I will tell you why. Meanwhile, talking about why that will be for another day. Okay, the why is gonna be for another day, but fans were following up. I'll get it from Shoot Door. It says, as huge as the outcome of his in-house choice were, unpredictably, unforeseen, he was caught in an enclosure of many different voices and the frustration of an unshakable hunch as a misfit ready to be devoured by the masses with no interest in reasoning. Sadly, he learnt the hard way. This is a fan of Adekunle saying this, like I said earlier, I said all of these pills from Adekunle, the reactions from what people were saying is based off of what he has gone through in the house and what he felt post show. He was somebody who felt secluded, like he felt like, he was not fitting up to what this entertainment industry is all about. So he had to brace up and say, Omo, being introverted is not gonna do it for me. Let's just change it the other way. Next thing, he dyed his hair, opened his ears. He's just trying to fit in with the industry. I think at a point it really gets to him, yeah. With everything ventured comes a consequence to be tackled. Once easily adjusted to and the ones unavoidably gruesome. A signed consent most never the bigger picture of, but they did anyway. Maybe, just maybe, the sweetness of the brighter side is worth it all. Anyways, one thing with Adekunle, anything that has to do with him is quite educative. In as much as if you're not in the house or anything, you get to, understand one or twos. Like, I find this so educative. That's why I said I should bring it right here. You see the insight of going to that house, and why you should go or should not go. For some persons who will be like, I want to go, I want to go. Some persons just needed to be on screen, but they don't know the nitty-gritty of being in that house. They do not know. That's why some people come out unprepared. But with this, following this, I think they should even follow Adekunle, because Adekunle started this production thingy, getting close to BB production. We saw he work with this season's, the No Lose God season behind the scene. That boy is really smart. That's all I can say. Anyways, babies, tell me, what do you think about all of this thingy from Bad Boy Dex? Let me know what you think in the comment section. For me, I'm going to be dropping my voice right here and now to see you guys later. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Bye for now, babies.